Assalamu alaikum. I'm Narjis Fatima and I'm a psychologist by profession. And we'll be talking today about women and mental health issues related to women, about their well-being, what challenges they face, and in everyday life, and especially focusing on working women, working moms, and the issues that might arise in their lives, in their everyday lives.
Okay, my name is Anar, and I'm a mother of three, and I've been working for almost 10 years as a working mom. My children are 10, 6, and a year and a half.
You've been working for 10 years and you have kids, right? 3 kids? Yes. So how old is your elder one?
10.
10, okay. So what challenges have you faced in this decade, of being a working mom?
Okay. I would say there are a lot of challenges as a working mom. The list is long, but a few to mention would be that you always have guilt feeling in you, like the mom guilt. You want everything to be perfect for your children. You want to be there when they come back from school to hear out their stories, or maybe there's an episode that they're going through at school and the minute they come home they want to talk about it and you're not physically there. So as a working mom, it's a challenge. The mornings are a little tough as well. So the 2 older ones, yes, they go to school, but I have a year and a half old that I have to leave her, and when I have to actually sneak out of the house so she doesn't see me going to the office. So that part is a little heartbreaking. And the last challenge that would be on the top of the list would be like being able to juggle between home and work. So when you're at work, you're so worried about the office, and when you're at home, you see emails flowing into your phone where their emails probably need attention, not necessarily at that time, but then you're worried about them.
So do you feel a sense of exhaustion? Do you feel that you don't have time for your own self sometimes? Do you feel life is too busy and too overwhelming for you? Do you ever feel those kind of feelings?
Yes, there are instances where you feel like, oh my God, I can't do it, or I've underperformed today, or like you've not been a good mom at the end of the day. But I've learned something, that I have to be kind to myself. I can't be a perfect mom. There are chances that there are days where you underperform, but then you tell yourself at the end of it, it will be all okay. We as working moms, we all, even those who are not working, we all try our best to be good and best to our children and to our homes. So we're all trying so hard.
So you actually touched upon one of the coping mechanisms that usually help women out here with dealing with the mental health well-being, that the mental health effects that happen on working women, because they're juggling with work and being a mom. There are 2 different areas, and then the relationships, the family, your own relationships that you have in the family unit, that are getting affected because you don't have enough time. You have pressure from work, as you mentioned. When you're looking through your emails, you're already thinking about the next day at work. All of these things actually are they affect the mom, the mother, the woman. So sometimes you have to see where the issue lies. If you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling overwhelmed, which is perfectly normal for any working mom.
So for me, I am I would say I'm very organized. So I have not missed many of my meetings that I have to have. So I'm a very calendar-oriented person, and from from December or November last year, I already have my calendar for the new year, which is like I have 3 children, I have vaccines, I have PTCs, I have coffee morning. Ali has to go soccer on these days, Zahra has to go to swimming on these days, and they're all laid out. And also on that are my birthday calendar as well for my close friends that I should not miss to wish them. So I'm a very calendar oriented person, and it really keeps me on track. And I would say that I have not missed 90% of my school meetings. So having a calendar having a calendar is one thing, but really looking into it and following it is another. So as a working mom, I would say that if you take calendars seriously, you know that you have a PTC this morning and you also have to go to work. So if you tell your boss or your line manager that I will be slightly late because I have to go for a PTC this morning of my child, I'm sure a lot of line managers wouldn't mind, because they're mothers and they're fathers and they have children going to schools as well, so they wouldn't mind if it's a genuine thing. But missing them out is one thing, and planning ahead for it is another. So I would say if you plan your schedule around well, you will be able to not be 100% perfect mom, but at least try to accommodate all that is needed from all the 3 children.
Yeah, that you pointed out. So the first one was actually being kind to yourself, to actually tell your own self, talk to yourself. And what we call this is basically in our CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, what we call this is, dealing with the irrational thoughts that you have. You need to focus on your thoughts, and you need to tell yourself, you're doing a lot. You are actually thinking I'm not doing enough, which actually is not true. So that is why it's irrational. The rational thought is you are giving your best. You are doing as much as you can as a human being. So then that feeling of kindness to your own self comes in. And then the second part that you mentioned here was managing your routine, being organized, planning things ahead. That does help a lot as well. That is something that working women can do, even those at home. Like, of course, being organized is something that can help anyone and everyone.
But there's also the guilt feeling about having quality time versus quantity. So there are instances where we as working mom feel that we don't have enough time with our children. But again, I feel that even if you have 10 to 15 minutes a day with your child, uninterrupted, that child will pour out as much as he or she could. Working moms always do have this feeling of quantity versus quality. So I'm kind to myself, telling myself it's okay if you can't give the quantity, but you're giving the quality time together. Sometimes we just my 2 older ones and I would go out and have a treat all by ourselves, and we spend quality time together, whether it's an ice cream treat or just go out to the beach, so I feel we're all trying to do as much as we can to cope. Nobody said parenting was easy, and it isn't. And then on top of it, if you're working, it's even more challenging. So challenges do come with solutions. So solutions are there. It's just that you have to find the right fit for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so right. And once again, there's another coping mechanism. Mashallah, you've been using a lot of coping mechanisms.
I'm trying.
A decade of parenting, it is showing there. So that's exactly the quantity and the quality part, and the me time. Sometimes you need to have a meal by yourself, relaxed, and you need to give yourself that privilege. Like, actually we think it's a privilege because we actually feel, okay, I'm giving this privilege to me that I'm having a proper meal, but it's actually not a privilege. It's something that you as a human being needs. When you do that for yourself and you're taking away maybe half an hour of your time with your child, but then you're actually not taking away that half an hour, because then when you will go to your child, you'll be more present, you'll be more available, you'll be more comfortable, happy, fulfilled, your stomach is filled, so things like this. And it's not just about the meal, it's about having a hobby, doing something, for sometimes going out with your friends.
You're not satiated, you cannot pour happiness to your children.
Any other message that Anar you would like to share? Anything that you would like to convey to other working moms or housewives, homemakers, moms in general, women, about challenges that they face and how you think they can cope with it?
My number one message would be to all the women out there: you're doing an amazing job. You want the best for yourself, for your children, for your family. If things don't go right, they will eventually. Be kind to yourself, have a good timetable, and I promise you, you will be on track.